Another video to Chris Cuomo. Again, you'll never see it. I got some good looking dogs. Hanging out here for a walk after work. And I was listening to you today being the 7th of September. And brother, I love you, but first of all, you talk way too long. You know, people like me that we have very limited time, we all try to kind of maybe zero in for that 2 hours and see if we can get pulled over or sit at home or take some time off. And you talk for 45 minutes today. And we all really want to get some anxiety out. And you probably have one of the better platforms for getting rid of that anxiety. But I think we've reached a point where I think it's just become so obvious that money is what we all love. There's the income inequality in this country is so, the gap is so big, it's just gonna get worse. You keep talking about more pie. There ain't no more pie out there. AI is headed for everybody else's jobs. That's just an absolute truth. I mean, I was listening to somebody on business radio today about a guy that's head of the Google AI section for Google, and now he's performing, come up with new ideas and about AI that will actually learn us before we know ourselves. They will take most of the jobs, about 40% of the jobs, even your job eventually, reporters' jobs. And I'm sitting there thinking, and Chris Cuomo, you give equality to what's going on the right, because you have white friends who are not really Trumpers anymore, but you don't want to call them Trumpers because Trumper's not the president. But just call it what it is. It's white racism, but you don't want to call it out because you say they got grievances. What is their grievances? And I was watching Lincoln with Daniel Day-Lewis. You go back and you watch that movie. What took place on the floor of the Congress when they passed the 13th Amendment is happening today. And those white grievances that you say your friends have, what do they have? What is the white man suffering from? What is it? Tell me, what are we taking away from them? And I'm white, and I see it all over the place. I got Native American friends. My best friend was black and passed away. They all struggled vastly with what's going on. And then you try to give equality to it. Nothing's going to change with people as powerful and as well listened to like you. Nothing's ever going to change until you start calling it for what it is, but you won't. And I don't care what your political position is, but when you hear bullshit and you don't call it out because you don't call it right out enough, and you can't give equivalency to the left and right. What does the left want? Let's stop climate change. Let's figure out how to save my daughters, my son, your daughter's, your son's future. How are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? Is you think it's making more money, making more pie, polluting more, buying more cars, more homes, more pollution? We're not even doing anything, and we talk about this $3.2 trillion spending bill that doesn't even really attack climate change like it's supposed to. So stop giving equivalency when the left is really trying to help people of color and the poor and single mothers and trying to deal with climate change. And the right is just all about money and power. And I don't care what you say, racism. And if this thing gets watched, and I've come to a point now, because most of my clients are like you, affluent, A-type personalities, which means they drive themselves for self. What's the best way to put this? For self. Wow, why am I having such a tough time with this? I was an A-type personality. I still am. We only care about our success. Because when we're successful, we make the money, then we can spread it around. But it's about our egos. It's how big is my ego? How bad do I want what I want? And I will spend all my capital, my personal capital, my family capital, to get what I want. And what has the right got to say for it? Take more guns, more deaths, more shootings? Take away women's rights? Wrap yourself around the flag? Wrap yourself around the Bible? Condemn everybody else for doing something when you're doing what you're doing to a country and doing what you're doing to democracy? Man, please talk less. Listen more. I mean, you're brilliant. I love you. I think you're probably one of the most powerful voices, period, on the radio that gives some sort of spark of hope. And then you go on these personal tangents and you don't let the rest of us talk. And you cut us off and you go, next. And you know what that makes us feel like when you do that? Like that was a wasted phone call. Like what we had to say was bullshit, which you're really good at saying. Bullshit. So, man, start listening to us more. Give us a little more time to feed back and stop making equals when it comes to both sides of the coin. I know you need to do that, but the truth is, if you're going to be truthful and we're going to save this country, if you don't start giving the truth of what it is, I'm telling you, we're not going to make it, man. This country's descending into chaos. I've never owned weapons in my whole life. I love the outdoors. I could soon get a gun and shoot something. I have no interest. I'm out with my dogs. I work at the homeless shelters. I do everything I can to uplift humanity. And now I own guns. Because I'm afraid that if I don't, when shit breaks loose, I can't defend the people I love or those who are less fortunate. From those who you probably call friends who have got tons of money and have white grievances, which I find shameful in its whole statement. You say, you got to listen to them. Go back and watch Lincoln. What are they owed? What are they owed? They've taken everything. They've got it all. What are they owed? Nothing. They get it all every day anyways. They got the pie. So stop it. I love this country. Chris Cuomo, you're a badass. Give people more time. Stop talking so damn much. I love you, brother. I mean that. Peace.